Right, now we're going to talk about Oceana, which is the largest fishing company in South Africa. By far, it's acquired a bunch of different assets locally, like the Food Corp assets, like Lusitania and so on. Remember, fishing in this country is a process of earning a TAC, total allowable catch license from the government. But why this company is interesting and why it got a lot bigger is that it bought about 2 years ago a US-based fish processor on the Gulf of Mexico called Daybreak for about 4.5 billion rand. So it's kind of stepped into the global market. Under Francois Kittel, CEO, it's done well. Market cap of 14.5 billion rand, price to earnings ratio 18.09, dividend yield of 3.45%. So, I mean, this is a company that's done well recently, huh?
Correct. It's not one that I follow that closely, to be honest. So I think you know a bit more about it than what I do. I do know that they recently sold an asset to Tiger Brands as well.
Well, they have Tiger Brands as a controlling shareholder. So over the years, there's been a little bit of to and froing of assets between the two of them. But it is Cape Town based, and it is really a mixture now of this business and the one in the US. Let's have a look at the share chart. That's a good way to start every conversation. So you can see it's gone from like 25 Rand all the way up to around 100. Although it's wobbled a bit, but to be fair, many share prices in recent times have wobbled a bit.
A little wobbly.
The reason it did well in 2015, though, was that the timing of its purchase of Daybreak was pretty good. I think the purchase of Daybreak was done in late 2014, and you can immediately see there that if you shell out, buy something, and then the rand weakens to the dollar, you're going to get more rands from your US dollar.
Yeah, offshore earnings, which in the last couple of weeks has been slightly inverse.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't always go your way. But let's just talk about Daybreak for a bit. Why people are pretty positive about Daybreak is two reasons. It's a business based in the Gulf of Mexico with processing plants on the southern US coast, which means like Louisiana and that sort of area, like New Orleans and so on.
Right.
They fish a particular fishy that occurs in the Gulf of Mexico called a menhaden, which is apparently so prolific that there isn't really a limit on the amount that you can catch. There's a season, because you've got to catch, I don't know, at a particular time of the year. The other thing about it is an extremely oily fish, so it's like an anchovy. But it is used principally in the US to make fish meal, but the other major use of it is omega-3 oils.
Oh, right.
So you know the stuff that people take
again,
as a supplement.
health-conscious angle to it.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's not so much linked to just like low-value fish. It gets processed and then the oils get... And in a market like the United States, there's like 300 million people, all of whom have been told by their dietitian they've got to take omega-3 oils. So that's a sizable and healthy market for them. So all things considered, that's why inter alia we bought the stock in the HotStocks portfolios. We like the idea of the local story.
So it's not really one of those companies that I've paid too much attention to. For my view has always been that fish is a slightly more premium product. So if from a basic food producer angle, it's not really a staple food, so it's not really something. Well,
it's interesting fish, because fish, you're right, in this market does worry one a little bit because the resource globally of fish is not looking too tremendous. In other words, the Department of Environmental Affairs in this country and fisheries that allocates the total allowable catch awards is particularly worried about the deep sea reserves like hake. They also have the onshore stuff, which is like mackerel and pilchards. Remember, a huge part of Oceana's brand are the pilchards, the canned pilchards, which is a very big brand and people love them, Glenreich and also Lucky Star. Okay, look, we own this one in the HotStocks portfolio. I'm hot on it. Happy to call it hot and to continue.
I'm not, because I think that it's a slightly premium brand, and if we have, well, within the South African context at least, and with record high unemployment, I think people are more likely to eat chicken than they are to eat fish.
Good, that's fine. Let's go on to the